Okay, so this class is a free class that is brought to you by Sika, and Sika is an immigration service providing company, as you know, and we provide services for students and individuals for migration to Australia, to New Zealand, to USA, UK, and Canada. Did someone help me out? To Canada, and yeah, so please feel free to access our services. This is a free class. We have free classes for PTE and IELTS. The PTE classes are from 11 to 1 o'clock every day, Monday to Friday, and the IELTS classes are from 2 to 4, Monday to Friday. You can access it through the Zoom links on the Facebook page. And when I say 11 to 1 and 2 to 4, I mean Canberra time. So let's start off without further delay. I hope you can see my screen now. Okay, I'm sorry. This is a wrong screen. Sorry about that. I just finished PT. Okay, so we'll be doing listening question types. We'll come back to this. So what I'll do is I'll attach this PowerPoint. I don't know if it contains all the question types. It's the same strategy for most of it. So we'll start solving the questions and then we'll come back to this if needed. So give me a minute while I open up the questions. Okay, can you see my screen? So
Yes.
if you look at the first question, so this is a note completion kind of a question. So our first job is to read this instruction or rubric. So what do we understand? Write no more than 3 words and or a number. It's very important that we understand what our word limit is. So no more than 3 words means the maximum number of words that you can write is 3, not more than 3. So the maximum is 3 and or a number plus a digit. So write your number as digits, like 12 in digit. If you write 21 in words, then that's counted as a word. So 3 words and a number, and the number is written in digit. Okay, so that's our first thing that we do. So understand how many words, how many numbers we do. What type of question is this? Okay, we know this is a note completion type of a question. For all our listening questions, we can use something called prediction, or where we predict what type of answer they're looking for. So if you look at this first blank, it says type of work. So it could be, we're looking at some kind of a work, some type of a work. It could be full-time, part-time, it could be white-collared, blue-collared, or it could be some kind of a work, maybe working at a restaurant, working at a place. So type of work, it's some kind of a job. So we are listening for that detail. I'm sorry. If you look at the second blank, work in the dash branch. So we know that some kind of a location is what we are looking at, or what we are listening for is some kind of a location. So this method will help us to listen exactly for that detail and not miss out detail. So this is called prediction, where we predict what's the answer that's coming. So the third blank, nearest bus stop next to dash. What do you think this answer would be? Next to
Again, any location, like
location.
next to shop,
Yes.
market, or something.
Yes, yes. So it's a landmark, right? So next to a tree, next to a shop. So we're looking for a landmark here. Okay. So fourth blank, what does it say? Pay dash an hour. So
Number.
the number, you're looking at an amount. Well done. So if you look at the fifth blank, what does it say? Extra pay when you work on dash.
Weekend, maybe weekend,
Exactly.
Saturday, Sunday.
Well done. So weekends or public holidays. So you keep expecting these answers. So that's how you first do. So they give you some time to look through your questions. And while you're doing your listening is a very, very easy module in IELTS. Most students don't find difficulty here. But to make it error-free, what you can do is you try and you guess or you predict your answer. Well done. So if you look at the qualities required, the seventh blank, okay, for the sixth blank, transport home when you work dash, maybe late night, midnight or something like that. So qualities required. What are they looking for? Maybe hardworking, sincere, able to work something. Like if you look at this, ability to dash, to do something. So you're looking for a verb here, some kind of an action. Interview arranged for Thursday dash at 6 p.m. So what do you think is this?
Location.
It could be location for Thursday,
So
maybe
evening or any timing, evening at 6 p.m.
evening at 6 p.m. or it could be a date as well. Thursday, maybe 9th, something at 6 p.m. Okay, so we're listening carefully for that. Ask for Samira Dash. What's the 10th blank you think? It's a
Surname or
well done. It's the second name.
yeah.
So that is our prediction for questions 1 to 10. So in listening, we have three sections: section 1, section 2, and section 3. Three sections, and I'm sorry, four sections, and we have about 30 minutes. So four sections will have about 40 questions, and we'll have about 30 minutes, and there's no extra 10 minutes left for us to fill in those answers. So you'll be filling in those answers as you listen. So I'll just start playing the audio and then I'll display this for you. Please give me a moment. So that's the first type of question that we made note of, note completion, where you look at the word limit and then you try and understand or try and predict what the type of word it is that you're looking for. Please give me one more minute. Oh my gosh, where did I leave this? Okay. All right, I found it. And let me share my screen with you. Okay. So at the count of 3, this will start and I'll start sharing a screen. Okay, 1. Okay, let me know if the audio quality is bad right in the beginning, okay? 1, 2, 3, and go.
Good evening, King's Restaurant.
Good evening. I'm ringing about the job I understand you have vacant.
Oh, yes.
I'd like to find out a few more details, if I may.
Yes, of course. Can I take your name?
It's Peter Chin.
Okay, Peter. Well, if you want to ask about the job, and then if we're both still interested, we could arrange for you to come for an interview.
Great, thanks. I'm afraid I missed the advert for the job, but heard about it from a friend.
That's no problem at all. What would you like to know?
Well, what sort of work is it? Washing up?
It's answering the phone.
Oh, right, fine.
And not waiting at table.
That'd be good. And how many nights a week would it be?
Well, we're really only busy at the weekend.
So 2 nights?
3, actually, so it would work out at 12 hours a week.
That'd be fine. It wouldn't interfere with my studies.
Are you at the university?
Yes, first-year physics student.
Oh, right.
And because I'm not an EU national, would I need a work permit?
Yes, you would. Just get your tutor to sign it.
That wouldn't be a problem if I were to get the job. Where exactly is the restaurant?
Well, we have 2 branches. The one we're recruiting for is in Hillsdon Road.
I don't know that. How do you spell it, please?
It's HILLSDUNNE Road.
Got that. Thanks. Is it near a bus stop?
Yes, the nearest one would probably be just beside the library.
Oh, yes, I know it. That'd be fine for me. And could I ask about the pay?
We're offering £4.45 an hour.
That's very good. My last job was £3.95 an hour.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 5 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 5 to 10.
We feel it's pretty good, and we also offer some good fringe benefits.
Really?
Well, we give you a free dinner, so you eat well.
Right. Better than hostel food.
We certainly hope so. And we also offer extra pay for working on national holidays.
Oh, that's a really good perk, isn't it?
Yes, we think so. And then because of the difficulties of getting public transport, if you're working after 11 o'clock, we drive you home.
Oh, that's good to know.
Well, we'd certainly be interested in inviting you for an interview if you're still interested.
Oh, yes, certainly. Could I just also ask what qualities you're looking for?
Well, for this particular job, we want a clear voice, which you obviously do have,
Thanks.
and you must be able to think quickly, you know.
Well, I hope I...
So when could you come in for an interview? We're actually quite quiet tonight.
Sorry, I couldn't come tonight. Or tomorrow, I'm afraid. Thursday's okay. That'd be 22nd of October?
Fine, after 5 p.m.?
Yes, fine. Would 6 o'clock be okay?
Perfect. And could you bring along the names of 2 referees?
Yes, that's fine. No problem.
Good. I look forward to seeing you.
Oh, by the way, who should I ask for?
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. My name is Samira Manuja.
Can you spell that, please?
Manuja.
Okay. I've got that. Thanks very much.
Look forward to seeing you later on then.
She definitely doesn't sound like a Samira manager, but I hope this was easy for you, right? Was this okay? So did you say that with prediction? And I think you must have had a doubt here, right? With the 3 words and 2 words, or are you all okay with this? Okay,
Yeah.
we'll check the answers in the end. We'll complete the test.
Okay.
So if you look at the next type of a question, this is note completion as well. So guys, for your section 1, always expect a note completion or a form completion. Always. You start your listening test with a note completion or a form completion. That's a done deal all the time. You begin your listening with that. Then if you look at, okay, you might have a doubt. If I write 22nd, the ND, the superscript, is that a separate word? So is it 22nd? Will that be the digit 22 and then ND is a separate word? They're all one, okay? So you write 22nd, it's still considered as one unit. Okay, you can write 22nd of October or 22 October, doesn't matter. So let's look at the next one. This is a note completion where we look at our instructions again. So, okay, there's one more thing that you have to understand here. When she was speaking, did you say that, or if you can notice, when they have, when they give you a wrong option, or when they want to they're giving you a lot of options, but they want to separate the right answer from the wrong answer. What they do is there is a slight change in her voice. If you observed, she told you have to work so something, and she told, where was it? She told answering the phone, not waiting tables. So she gave 2 options there, answering the phone, and then she gave a separation, not answering tables. So if you can see, there's a slight variation to her tone. She was stressing on the word not. So usually for section 1 of listening, there will be small hints so as to not confuse you too much. But I can't tell you the same for section 2. It's going to get a little more harder here. So section 2 is usually going to be an audio between 2-3 people at least. There's going to be 3 voices that you can listen to here when you're listening to. So the section 1 was a dialogue. So you heard 2 voices. Section 3 is going to be a conversation between 2 or 3 people. So watch out for, you could hear it, maybe it's a conversation between a professor and 2 students. So the students would be a young male, a young girl, and then the professor's old male or female voice. So learn to recognize sounds. This is where students find it a little bit difficult, but I think this will be fine. So the first type of question, section 2 here, is note completion. Here you can also expect form completion. You can expect multiple choice questions, and You can also expect short answer questions here. So there is no specific questions that will appear. So for note completion, our go-to strategy is to predict. So most of your listening questions, we predict the answer. So if you look at it, a new dash of an international sports good company, a new dash, we have no idea here, a new, some kind of a noun is all that we can say here. Located in the shopping center to the dash of broadcaster. So what do you think could be the answer? Can you predict?
The side to the left of the
To,
side
yeah. So it
yeah,
could be some kind of a direction to
direction.
the
Yeah.
north, south, to the left to right of this place. So if you look at this, has sports dash and equipments on floors 1 to 3. Has
Sports
sports,
accessories or
could be, yes. So
yeah,
it's some kind of a noun that we are looking for. Can get you any item within dash days. So you're looking for
a number.
number, but you're looking for a double digit number because it says
Yeah.
days. Then this shop specializes in equipment for maybe some kind of a sport, right? Then,
Verbs or anything.
yes, has a special section which just sells dash, some kind of an accessory again.
Hmm.
Now, this is the next type of a question is your multiple choice question, which some students find it difficult. So the first thing that you should understand is if you're using a paper-based test or or if you're working it on a paper, what you do is when you're looking at your options. So a champion athlete will be in the shop, so she will mention all the three options, or the person who is speaking is going to mention all the three options. Okay, so someone will ask, will it be on Saturday? And she might say, no, not on Saturday. When you hear the answer is no, or when you understand this is definitely not your answer, scratch it out. Okay, then and there. Scratch it out or mark it off on your computer so that you know, okay, you're left with the other two options. And then they will toggle between the two options again. So wait patiently till she finishes or till they finish the conversation and they confirm the answer, because they'll keep toggling between the answers. Okay, so don't choose the first one that you listen to. You'll be like, okay, I got it, because it's not going to be that. They're going to mention all the options, and one or two they will make clear telling no. So you will understand, okay, this is definitely not the answer. Cross it out then and there. Cross it out because you know, okay, this is not my answer. The same strategy for the next question as well. Now, if you look at the questions, guys, am I going blah, blah, blah? Can you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Pretty much yes.
Okay, Sumina,
Yes.
Farva, are you
Yes.
okay? Is that how I pronounce your name? Did I pronounce it right, Farva?
Yeah, Farwa.
Okay, so it's a very nice name, a very unique name. So the next one is you choose two letters A and E. So here you'll have two letters that you have to choose from. So you have to keep toggling between the information. So here they won't confuse you. They will immediately tell you the answer, the two pieces of information. So make before you answer this, they'll give you time to go through the question. When you're going through the question, try and understand the question. So which two pieces of information does the speaker give about the fitness test? So this is about the fitness test. So mark your keyword and be ready for the, okay, so two pieces of information and fitness test. So here they won't confuse you that much. They'll directly go to the answer, but they'll be speaking about a synonym. They'll be speaking to you in synonyms, or they might not actually tell you the sentence as it is. So they won't tell you the answer, you need to reserve a place. They might say, booking needs to be done, or it requires booking of some kind. So you should always pay attention to synonyms here. When they give you time to go through the answers 19 and 20, underline your keywords, and your mind should keep listening for synonyms. Here, your synonyms are quite important. And another, it's not a hack, but what I do personally is once I fill in my answers, they give us time to go back and check our answers. So what I do is I don't go back and check my answer. Instead, I'll go and read what the next question is. If I'm sure that I filled in the answer as best as I can, I don't go back and check it once again. There's no point. So what I do is I read the next type of question again just to get familiar with it. Okay, so that's also one of it. One of the things that you could do. So let's start off with section 2 now. Any doubts? Or can we go on?
Yes.
Okay. So section 2, I'll just play this and then I'll go back to the thing. Sorry, please be patient with me. Oh my God. I think I'll have to use my tape. Okay. Okay. I don't know why. Please give it a minute, guys. It's not playing. Sorry. Who's sleeping?
Section 2. You will hear part of a radio programme about the opening of a new local sports shop. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 16.
Now we go to Jane, who is going to tell us about what's happening in town this weekend.
Right, thanks, Andrew. And now on to what's new. And do we really need yet another sports shop in Bradcaster? Well, most of you probably know Sports World, the branch of a Danish sports goods company that opened a few years ago. It's attracted a lot of custom, and so the company has now decided to open another branch in the area. It's going to be in the shopping centre to the west of Bradcaster. So that will be good news for all of you who found the original shop in the north of the town hard to get to. I was invited to a special preview, and I can promise you, this is the ultimate in sports retailing. The whole place has been given a new minimalist look with the company's signature colours of black and red. The first 3 floors have a huge range of sports clothing as well as equipment. And on the top floor, there's a cafe and a book and DVD section. You'll find all the well-known names, as well as some less well-known ones. If they haven't got exactly what you want in stock, they promise to get it for you in 10 days, unlike the other store, where it can take up to 14 days. They cover all the major sports, including football, tennis, and swimming. But they particularly focus on running, and they claim to have the widest range of equipment in the country. As well as that, a whole section of the 3rd floor is devoted to sports bags, including the latest designs from the States. If you can't find what you want here, it doesn't exist.
Before you hear the rest of the programme, you have some time to look at questions 17 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 17 to 20.
The shop will be open from 9 a.m. this Saturday. And if you go along to the opening, then you'll have the chance to meet the national 400 metres running champion, Paul King, who's coming along to open the shop. And he will be staying around until about midday to chat to any fans who want to meet him and sign autographs. Then there will be a whole range of special attractions all weekend. There will be free tickets for local sporting events for the first 50 customers, and also a special competition open to all. Just answer 15 out of 20 sports questions correctly, to win a signed copy of Paul King's DVD, Spring Tips, while the first person to get all the questions correct gets a year's free membership of the Bradcaster Gym. All entrants will receive a special sports calendar with details of all Bradcaster fixtures in the coming year. One of the special opening offers is a fitness test, a complete review of your cardiac fitness and muscle tone, actually done in the shop by qualified staff. This would normally cost £30, but is available at half price for this month only. There are only a limited number of places available for this, so to make a booking, phone 560 341. In addition, if you open an account, you get lots more special offers, including the chance to try out equipment at special open evenings.
Okay.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
So let's look at the, did you have a confusion with 19 and 20?
13. We have 30 seconds to look into it, right?
Yeah.
I did not understand the 19 and 20.
Even me, so I'm just guessing the answers.
Yeah, we'll come to that. So
What should we choose? We should choose the options.
yes, so there are, out of these options, there are 2 options that the speaker is talking about.
Now
Oh.
turn to section 3.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll play this audio again, the one that you heard. I'll just play the last part. Maybe you
Yeah.
can try to do it.
Should be fine.
One of the special opening offers is a fitness test, a complete review of your cardiac fitness and muscle tone, actually done in the shop by qualified.
So we don't have the options.
Yeah.
Option.
Just guess it.
Okay, I'll play it and don't you worry.
attractions all weekend. There will be free tickets for local sporting events for the first 50 customers, and also a special competition open to all. Just answer 15 out of 20 sports questions
You're still here.
correctly to win a signed copy of Paul King's DVD, Spring Tips, while the first person to get all the questions correct gets a year's free membership of the Bradcaster Gym. All entrants will receive a special sports calendar with details of all Bradcaster fixtures in the coming year. One of the special opening offers is a fitness test, a complete review of your cardiac fitness and muscle tone, actually done in the shop by qualified staff. This would normally cost £30, but is available at half price for this month only. There are only a limited number of places available for this, so to make a booking, phone 560 341. In addition, if you open an account, you get lots more special offers, including the chance to try out equipment at special open evenings.
Better now?
Yeah.
Okay, done.
Okay, let's do
That
this.
is the end of section 2.
Okay, we go.
You now have half a minute to...
All right. So let's do section 3 now. Before we go on to the audio, we'll just take a look at the questions and try to understand them. So this is again multiple choice question, just like your 19 and 20. So you have to be very careful with the multiple choice questions. We discussed the strategy already. So when you know that that is not the answer, in your mind, scratch it out. Or when you're practicing now, write A. If it's not the answer, scratch it out. Okay. So, so here there is another technique employed, which many trainers recommend. So what you do is when you're writing your answers or when you're looking at your answer, this is called that you write down all the information that you're listening to, whatever you feel is important here, whatever you feel is matters here, just write it down slowly so that you can arrive at a conclusion. So as you're listening, I'm not telling take extra time, but as you're listening, make note of what you hear, what you feel is important so that you can arrive at your answer here. I think that's all. So let's start trying to see how this works. So I'm playing this audio and I'll come back to that. Okay. You'll listen to it soon, I guess. I think there was a problem playing it. Give me a minute, please.
Section 3. Two overseas students called Spiros and Hiroko have just finished the first semester of their university course. They are discussing with their English language teacher how they coped with the course. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 25.
So here, be aware that you'll be listening to a conversation with more than 2 people, okay? This is going to be 3 or 4 people.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 25.
Before we start, Spiros and Hiroko, thanks for coming in today to talk about your recent study experiences. And congratulations to you both in doing so well in your first semester exams.
Thank you.
I'd like to discuss with you the value of the English for Academic Purposes course you did here last year before starting your university course. Spiros, if I could start with you, what parts of the program have now proved to be particularly valuable to you?
I think that having to do a seminar presentation really helped me. For example, a couple of weeks ago in our marketing subject, when it was my turn to give a presentation, I felt quite confident. Of course, I was still nervous, but because I had done one before, I knew what to expect. Also, I know I was well prepared, and I had practiced my timing. In fact, I think that in relation to some of the other people in my group, I did quite a good job, because my overall style was quite professional. What about you, Hiroko?
That's interesting. In my group, I was really surprised by the way the students did their presentations. They just read their notes aloud. Can you believe that? They didn't worry about their presentation style or keeping eye contact with their audience. And I remember that these things were really stressed to us in the course here.
So how did you approach your presentation, Hiroko?
Well, to speak frankly, I read my notes too. At the time, it was a relief to do it this way, but actually when I had finished, I didn't feel any real sense of satisfaction. I didn't feel positive about the experience at all.
That's a pity. You know, although I was pleased with my presentation, I am not so pleased with my actual performance right now in the tutorials. During the whole semester, I've not said anything in our tutorial discussions. Not a word.
Really, Spiros? Why is that? Do the other students talk too much?
It's partly that, but it's mostly because I have had no confidence to speak out. Their style of speaking is so different. It's not the style we were used to during the course. They use so many colloquialisms. They're not very polite, and sometimes there seems to be no order in their discussion. Also, they are very familiar with each other. So, because they know each other's habits, they can let each other into the discussion.
You're right, Spiros. I've experienced that too.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 26 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 26 to 30.
For most of this semester, I've said absolutely nothing in tutorials. But recently, I've been trying to speak up more, and I just jump in. And I've noticed an interesting thing. I've noticed that if they thought my point was interesting or new, then the next time they actually asked for my opinion. And then it was much easier for me to be part of the discussion.
Oh, that's great, Hiroko. I hope that happens for me next semester. I'll have to work hard to find some interesting points. What helped you to find these ideas?
I think that one thing that helped me with this was the reading. I've had to do so much reading this semester just to help me make sense of the lectures. At first, I couldn't understand what the lectures were talking about, so I had to turn to the books and journals. Every night, I read for hours, using the lists of references that were given, and I made pages of notes. At breakfast, I read and read my notes again. This habit has helped me to follow the ideas in the lectures, and it's also given me some ideas to use in the tutorials.
But I did so much reading anyway. I don't think there's any time left over for anything extra. My reading speed is still quite slow, though I'm much better at dealing with vocabulary than I used to be.
What else do you think we could add to the course program to help with this reading problem?
There's not really anything because it's my problem. I remember we were given long articles to read. We didn't like that, but now I realize that reading those long articles was good preparation for the things I need to read now. Also, in class, we regularly had speed reading tasks to do, and we kept a record of our reading speed, so the teachers were encouraging us to work on that.
That's true, Spiros, but what we read could have been different. Sometimes in the English class, I felt frustrated when I had to read articles about the environment or health or education, because I wanted to concentrate on my own field, but we didn't read anything about engineering. So I think I wasted some time learning vocabulary I didn't need.
But surely the strategies you were taught for dealing with that vocabulary were helpful?
Yes, but psychologically speaking, I would have felt much better working on reading from my own field. What do you think, Spiros?
Oh, I agree.
Okay. So let's look at the next section now. This is also note completion. So here you will need to use your prediction techniques. So if you look at this, it says mass strandings of whales and dolphins. So common in areas where the dash can change quickly. So here it can be tides, waves, something to do with water. So section 4 is the toughest of, it gets harder and harder, but since it's listening, it's not a very tough job. So you should be really confident about your listening module. So avoid silly errors, like here. Pay attention to previously like we discussed, they mentioned all the options that we have given, and we have to choose one from that. And of course, the accents are also difficult to understand if you don't pay extra attention. And if you look at the second one, the 32, blank 32, some parasites can affect marine animals dash, which they depend on for navigation. So marine animals, something to do with navigation. It could be wings. I'm sorry, they are dolphins and whales. They don't have wings, right? Could be fins or some part of the body. It could be roots or something that they use for navigation. Look at the third one, blank 33. So we have two blanks here for 33. So each carries 0.5, 0.5. Poisons from dash or dash are commonly consumed by whales. So some kind of a source. So here it's given this whales were killed by this poison. So some kind of a name, similar name, could be their chemical name like this, some kind of this kind of a name. Then if you look at the next one, animals may follow prey ashore. Example of this incident, or where animals were following prey ashore, was this incident which occurred in 1995. Then here, unlikely, because the majority of the animals were not dash when they stranded, were not tied, bound, or something like that, something similar, some kind of a verb that we are looking for. Dash from military tests are linked to some recent strandings. So studies, researchers, or something that they obtained from the dig or something similar. The Bahamas 2000 stranding was unusual because the whales were all. So you should pay attention. So what was happening in Bahamas 2000 stranding? The whales were all firstly something, and then they were not in. So first thing they were, and then they were not in a something. And then group behavior, most strandings in the most dash species of whales. The name of a species may be 1994 dolphin stranding, only the dash was ill. So here you will come across a lot of terms that you have no clue what it stands for. For example, the stranding, you have no idea what it means. Dolphin stranding or whale stranding, we have no idea what it means. So do not try to lose focus just because of the words that you don't know, because you're only focusing on the answer. You do not want to know what the content stands for. So most of your section 4 will have many of these unfamiliar words, so don't let that bring you down. So this might also be for section 3, as we saw this. Here we saw that it's a multiple choice question, but sometimes this can also be a map or a diagram completion. So section 3 usually will have a diagram completion or a map, or we'll have a division between the two. Maybe 21 to 27 would be a map or a diagram completion, or where he tells on your left you can see this, on your right you can see this, where they lead the listener, and 29 to 30 could be a multiple choice question. So expect a diagram completion or a map completion here. We will come across those questions in the further days as we move on with other listening classes as well. So without any more blah blah, let's go on to the recording. Give me a minute while I take my audio. You guys can take a breather while I try and play this. Okay, it's ready, and here you go.
Section 4. You will hear part of a lecture about a problem related to the behaviour of certain sea creatures. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, with some of you about to go out on field work, it's timely that in this afternoon's session, I'll be sharing some ideas about the reasons why groups of whales and dolphins sometimes swim ashore from the sea right onto the beach and, most often, die in what are known as mass strandings. Unfortunately, this type of event is a frequent occurrence in some of the locations that you'll be traveling to, where sometimes the tide goes out suddenly, confusing the animals. However, there are many other theories about the causes of mass strandings. The first is that the behavior is linked to parasites. It's often found that stranded animals were infested with large numbers of parasites. For instance, a type of worm is commonly found in the ears of dead whales. Since marine animals rely heavily on their hearing to navigate, this type of infestation has the potential to be very harmful. Another theory is related to toxins or poisons. These have also been found to contribute to the death of many marine animals. Many toxins, as I'm sure you're aware, originate from plants or animals. The whale ingests these toxins in its normal feeding behavior, but whether these poisons directly or indirectly lead to stranding and death seems to depend upon the toxin involved. In 1988, for example, 14 humpback whales examined after stranding along the beaches of Cape Cod were found to have been poisoned after eating tuna that contained saxitoxin, the same toxin that can be fatal in humans. Alternatively, it has also been suggested that some animals strand accidentally by following their prey ashore in the confusion of the chase. In 1995, David Thurston monitored pilot whales that beached after following squid ashore. However, this idea does not seem to hold true for the majority of mass strandings because examination of the animal's stomach contents revealed that most had not been feeding as they stranded. There are also some new theories which link strandings to humans. A growing concern is that loud noises in the ocean cause strandings. Noises such as those caused by military exercises are of particular concern and have been pinpointed as the cause of some strandings of late. One of these, a mass stranding of whales in 2000 in the Bahamas, coincided closely with experiments using a new submarine detection system. There were several factors that made this stranding stand out as different from previous strandings. This led researchers to look for a new cause. For one, all the stranded animals were healthy. In addition, the animals were spread out along 38 kilometers of coast, whereas it's more common for the animals to be found in a group when mass strandings occur. A final theory is related to group behavior and suggests that sea mammals cannot distinguish between sick and healthy leaders and will follow sick leaders, even to an inevitable death. This is a particularly interesting theory, since the whales that are thought to be most social, the toothed whales, are the group that strand the most frequently. The theory is also supported by evidence from a dolphin stranding in 1994. Examination of the dead animals revealed that, apart from the leader, all the others had been healthy at the time of their death. Without one consistent theory, however, it is very hard for us to do anything about this phenomenon except to assist animals where and when we can. Stranding networks have been established around the world to aid in rescuing animals and collecting samples from those that could not be helped. I recommend John Connor's Marine Mammals Ashore as an excellent starting point if you're interested in finding out more about these networks or establishing one yourself.
That is the end of section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
How did it go? Was it okay?
Yep.
It was quite clear, I think, this one.
Yes, clear enough.
Okay. Are you laughing, Savina?
That's difficult for me.
Listening?
No, this last part.
Section.
This,
That's
It's
the
more,
answer will decide.
yeah, it's more of a mental block because of previous experiences. We might experience this difficulty maybe once or twice and we end up thinking we can't do it. It's more of a mental block,
Like me for reading.
Yeah.
I've missed 3 answers.
Yeah, many students have this. They think it's more, I really feel it's more of a mental block that you think you can't. Maybe
Because
one,
their accent is also different. That's why I can't understand properly.
yeah, okay. You know what? I'll just share the website because I can't find the answer. Gosh, where did it go now? As
I
you-
don't know how I got last time 8.
For listening,
Yeah.
see, you can do it. You already know.
That's before 2 years.
You have grown and you have improved. You've grown for the better. So it's going to be even better this time. Why can't I find it? By now you should know that I'm a very, very organized person, right?
IELTS G.
Yeah. So look at the answer. The first one is answering phone. Have you got it?
Yes.
So answering phone, answering the phone. Both are
Answering the
correct.
phone, yes.
Both are correct. The second one, he gave the spelling. Hills done is correct. Hills done. The road is already given, I think. Hills done road. That's the answer. He said Hillston Road branch.
Yeah.
So for you listening, have you capitalized H and capitalized R? Have you done that?
Yes.
So to avoid such errors, what you can do is you can write all the digits.
Answers in capital.
Yes, you can write A in capital, N in capital, S in capital, H in capital, I in capital, L in capital, everything in caps lock, in uppercases, so that you don't make an error with capitalization.
Everything should be in uppercase.
You can do that for listening and reading. You can write all your answers in uppercase,
Oh, that's good.
so that you avoid such errors where you avoid capitalization, confusion, and all that.
Yeah.
So the third one is, library. Have you got that?
Yeah.
Yes. Library.
Fourth one is 445. Even though they told two numbers here, I mean, he told about his previous salary. The actual answer is 445.
Okay.
The next one is
445. National holidays.
Yes, holidays with plural form with an S. Then after 11.
11.
So you can put 11 or 11 o'clock. Okay, both are correct. But if you're putting o'clock, see that you put the apostrophe. You put the O and then clock. And there's an apostrophe after.
What if we put 11 colon 00 o'clock?
No, but you know what you could do? You could just put 11 p.m.
Okay, this is wrong then.
Okay, the next one. Clear voice, that's correct. Have you got that? Seventh one,
Yeah.
clear voice.
Correct.
Okay, the next one, think quickly.
Think quickly.
Sumina?
Yeah, I got all this section.
Okay. 22nd October is correct. 22 in this form is correct. Last one is Manuja.
Manuja.
Okay, well done, guys. So let's look at the section 2 answers. Oh, here we go. Okay, the first one, 21 is B. I'll read it out. You check your answers. 21 is B. 21
I'm
is...
sorry.
No, we need to go 11.
Yeah, 11.
I'm sorry. 11 is branch. B-R-A-N-C-H.
Yes.
12 is west.
West.
13 is clothing.
Clothing.
14 is 10.
10.
15 is running.
Running.
16
16
is
I
bags.
can't find.
16
Sports
is
bag.
bags.
I've written
Oh,
as sports bag.
I couldn't find that one.
Even I've written it as sports bags. Sports bags is correct.
Yeah.
17 is A.
A.
18 is A.
Yeah.
19 is A.
Okay.
And 20 is E.
E. Yeah, correct.
E. Okay.
Okay, let's do the next one. 21 is B.
Correct.
22 is C.
Correct.
23 is B.
Oh, correct.
24 is A.
My goodness.
25 is C. Don't jinx yourself, girl. 25 is C.
Yeah.
26 is B.
A.
I write A.
Mine is B.
26 is B. 27 is A.
A.
28 is B.
C.
29.
Sorry, I just lost my connection.
That's okay, I guess so. I thought so. We finished this. We're just checking the answers, love.
Yeah, so I have done only 15 questions. So can I see the answers of 15 till
Yeah,
15?
please.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Please give us a minute. We'll complete this. You know what? I'll just put this link so that you can complete the rest of the lesson.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much.
That's okay. So I'll just put this link on chat. You can practice this. Okay, so 20, where were we?
29.
29 is C and 30 is B. So 31 to 40. Here we go. Sumina, so far so good?
Yeah.
Okay, 31 tide or tides. 32 is hearing, or ears or hearing or ear. All the three are correct. 33 is plants or animals, plants and animals, fish or fishes. Anyone who wrote fish or fishes?
Just plants and animals.
Plants and animals. Then the next one was feeding with ing. 35 is noises, or you can also put loud noises. Both are correct. 36 is healthy. 37 is group. 38 is social. Did you put social or toothed?
Social.
Abhishek?
I put groups. I don't know. I missed it, so I put anything.
Yeah, she told about social species and toothed whales or something. Then 39 is leader. Have you got that, Sumina?
No, I missed 39 and 40.
So because she said Apart from the leader,
Yeah.
everybody else was healthy. So the only one sick was the leader. 40 is network or networks. Okay, so Sumina, just 2 wrongs, and Abhishek, 2 or 3?
1, 2, 3. I got many, like 3 wrong in the first paragraph because of national holidays. So I just wrote holiday. And 11 o'clock with the colon 00. So I marked as wrong.
Yeah, so when in doubt, write it as PM, because if you put 11:00, you'll need to put an AM or a PM next to it.
Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6 wrong.
6 wrong. Please take a breather, guys. I'll just pull out the table of points just to get your scores.
Very silly mistakes.
Yeah, blah blah. I think you're still above 8, 7.
So can I check my 15 to 16 points, or I have to do all the test again and then?
Yeah, you have to do the entire thing, I guess. Blah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Guys, please give me a minute. Oh. Okay. Can you see my screen? So this is your listening band. So you've got 6, that is 7.5, and you've got 3 wrongs, right? 3 or 2, Sumina?
3.
3. So that is 8.5. Well done. And I got 1 wrong with the multiple choice. So let us start off with there is one type of a reading question which I wanted you guys to see because I couldn't find this. So I just took this. This is called a diagram completion. Are you okay to start off with just one type of reading questions and then we move on to speaking? Are you guys okay with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so this question type we haven't solved in any of our classes. So I looked it out, or I pulled it out separately. Before that, I'll just share my screen with you for this. Can you see my screen now? So this is a small description about the type of reading questions. So your entire reading is for 60 minutes, whether you are an academic test taker or a GT test taker. Your total time is for 60 minutes. You have 40 seconds. 40 questions. The difference between your listening exam and your reading exam is in listening, you will be given in reading, there is no extra time given for you to transfer your answers. But in listening, it's 30 minutes of test and you're given 10 minutes to transfer your answers. Okay, so for reading, what I suggest is if you're using a paper-based test, after every section, you finish the first section, please transfer your answers to the answer sheet and then move on to the next section. Because if you transfer everything in the end, guys, it's going to be there will be errors. Okay, when you transfer, you might misenter things, especially multiple choices. You might misenter. So finish one section, enter it, only then go to the next section if you're using a paper based test. But if you're using a computer based test, then you don't have anything to worry about by this. Any doubts with this?
So in computer-based test, you mark it and then you move. You cannot come back.
If you complete one section, you can if your passage is in the same section, you can always go and change your answer. But if you complete one section, you can't go back and change your answer.
Okay. So for every section,
you can complete it and go back and change your answer. You can do that.
For every section, we get a definite amount of time, or like overall we get the time.
So you should divide your time. You'll be getting an overall of 40 minutes, and you'll be given an overall of 60 minutes, and there's 40 questions. So you should look at your time consuming questions. So your multiple choices are your time consuming question. You need time for that. You need time for matching headings. That is a time consuming question. You need to spend time for that. What else are your time consuming question? Your true, false, not given. That is a time consuming question. You need time for that. Your diagram completion or your flow chart completion. You need time for that. So you spend extra time for these time-consuming questions, and you look at your questions which you can answer easily without wasting a lot of time. Your short answer questions are easy, so you complete that. Your summary completion is not too time-consuming, so you finish that full first. Then what else is easy? Sentence matching sentence endings. This is an easy type of question. So you complete your easy question type first, and then you go to your, or you complete your difficult question type first, or you divide your time between the two. Okay, so for the ones that you complete quickly, do it quickly. Don't dwell a lot on that. And for the questions that take time, you spend more time on that. So these are the 11 types of reading questions. I think I've attached this on chat. Have you guys have you guys got this?
Yes.
Everybody?
It's in the chat. Yeah.
Okay, so you can access it. I've put it on chat. Okay, so you can access it from there. This will just give you, you can, when you're practicing, you will be like, okay, have I done this properly? Have I done this properly? Have I practiced this type of a question? You will know. Okay. Now, I will not take your time. I'll just go to, it's not a waste of time, the PPT, but at this point of time, because we have speaking to do as well. So I will not save this. Okay, can you see my screen? Can you see a cycle?
Yeah.
So this question is called diagram completion. Throughout our days doing reading, we have not touched upon this type of a question. So what I want you to do is, so here they're giving you a description. Can you see a leaf? They'll give you a description about this question or this picture, and you have to label this diagram. Okay, so this is also called labeling the diagram completion. All of this is the same. You have similar types of question. One of it is called flowchart completion. Can you please write it down? So diagram completion and flowchart completion, these are questions which do not occur in every test. Okay, they are not very commonly occurring, but they will come. So we should be familiar with all types of questions, right? So we look at diagram completion today, and then we'll proceed to speaking. So you're given a diagram, and the description of this diagram is given in our reading passage, and you have to label this diagram reading the description. So what is our technique, or what is our strategy for this? So while we are reading it, first thing that we do is we read our passage. While we are reading our passage, we underline our keywords and think of synonyms or key phrases or whatever we think is important, we underline it. So first thing is we skim through or run our eyes through the reading passage. While running our eyes through our reading passage, we try and spot difficult areas, difficult question, we highlight it. So let's start doing that. Plants play a very important role in our surroundings. It's not important. Trees provide us with fresh air, shade in summers, food and other benefits without which blah, blah, blah. One of the principal organs of a tree is a leaf. The leaves are organs for photosynthesis, a process in which carbon dioxide is turned into oxygen. The structures of the leaves are adapted for efficient photosynthesis. Most leaves are broad and so have a large surface area, allowing them to absorb more light. So we take leaves are broad, have a large surface area, and we highlight it. So when you're doing a paper-based test, you have a highlighting option. When you're doing computer-based test, take your pen and underline it, allowing them to absorb more light. Also, so they are broad, also they are thin, which means short distance for carbon dioxide to diffuse in and oxygen to diffuse out easily. The blade is the broad, flat part of the leaf, highlighted. Broad, flat part of the leaf. Photosynthesis occurs in the blade, okay? If you look closer at the leaf, you will notice thin network of thin threads. These networks are called veins, highlighted. They support the structure of the plant and transport substances to and from the cells. The main vein of a leaf running down the center, the main vein of the leaf running down the center, highlight your key phrases, is called the midrib. The area of some plants that connect the plant stem, the area of some plants that connects the plant's stem and leaf is called the petiole. if I'm pronouncing it right, or is it petile? I don't know. Okay, the area of some plants that connect the plant's stem and leaf is called the petiole. The petiole is the pipeline, blah, 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 blah. Okay, now we look at the first one. So this is our image. Take a close look. So you look at the first one, it's pointing to some veiny things. So we underline somewhere some veiny things, right? So where is the veiny network? So if you look closer, you will notice network of thin threads. So these thread networks are called veins. So the first one is without a doubt or doubtlessly veins. Making sense or no? I can hear crickets, guys. Is it clear to you?
It's clear.
Sumina?
Yes.
Farva? Don't tell me you're practicing listening now, Farva. Okay, we'll do the second one now. Where is your second one? Okay, now you guys solve it by yourself. What do you think is 2?
Midrib.
2 is midrib. Child's play for you, right? Okay, number 3. Number 3.
Petioil.
Number
No.
Blade.
And stem and leaf is called.
Number 3.
That's the blade.
So something that said
Broad, flat.
Flat. So it's
Blade.
a blade.
Petiole is the fourth one.
Is it called petiole or what did you call it?
Petiole, or whatever.
Okay, so this one connects it to the stem. Right? So I was trying to learn the pronunciation. Okay.
Wrong person choose.
Okay, so this is how you choose it. Now what I'll do is, this is an example done for you. Now comes.
I have a doubt there. Like we got the answers underlined in the paragraph. Do we get it usually like that, or have you done it on you?
No, this is just an example.
So we get the same type of paragraphs with the main words underlined.
No, this is just to make your life easier.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why so this one is your job now. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is, can you see the bicycle properly? Or maybe I'll take this higher. Better now?
Yes, better.
No. Okay, better now?
That's too small.
Too small.
Okay. Okay, so you have to write no more than 2 words. So I'll just remove this line, maybe these 2 lines. So you have to complete the diagram below, and the word limit is not more than 2 words. Okay, I think now it's going to be a bit more better for you.
It's hot.
Better?
Yes.
She's like,
looks like.
You can drag it down even more, because we do not need 1 and 2 options.
Which one?
We do not need the option at the bottom
Okay,
of one.
okay. All right. Okay, I'll leave them. Okay. Better now.
Just zoom in.
I can't zoom it in. Okay, my hands are sweaty. Okay, is it better now?
No, cycle is not visible.
Cycle is gone.
You can take off this bicycle schematic type.
It's part of the picture.
Oh, that's
So we are doing reading?
No, only one question type of reading, and then we are doing speaking.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I called your name. Where were you? Don't tell me you were solving listening questions.
No, I'm not. Actually, I have internet problem. So that's the only reason.
That's okay. So guys, can you do this by yourselves?
Yes.
Okay. Underline your keywords. I'll give you 5 minutes. Or maybe 6 I'll give you 5 first. If you don't complete, I'll give you 6, but I want this done.
Okay.
So your time starts now. I'll pause the recording for 5 minutes while you're solving it. I'll resume recording. Okay, what's the first one, Abhishek?
Bicycle handlebar.
Bicycle handlebar. Okay. Before that, you tell me, where did you locate your answer?
I have it in my note. Like,
No, in this
oh, in this paragraph,
Second paragraph,
I have to see.
second paragraph. Well
It's in
done.
the last paragraph.
first line.
Yes,
The last line. Cyclists often attach. No.
the last.
No, first line, first line. The most unknown of part of bicycle is a bicycle saddle.
That's the second answer.
Oh, handlebar.
Handlebar
Is
is
the last paragraph. Last paragraph.
Mhm.
Handlebar is the last paragraph.
Handlebar.
First line.
Okay. So
Yours.
the last contact point of the bicycle is bicycle handlebar, the steering mechanism for bikes.
Yeah.
You put your hands on the bicycle handlebar, drive your bike by turning it to different sides. The handlebars are attached to the stem. This is your important idea. And then which goes down and connects with a fork or whatever. So fork is a thin metal rod. This is also your important one, which the four-wheel is attached to. Four-wheel means the wheel in the front, the wheel before. So one is a bicycle handlebar. Don't use your own knowledge. Okay, even if you're an expert, you shouldn't be using your own knowledge, because whatever he says here, that's the truth. Second one, even though you know that seat, plain and simple, right there, clear as day, but we still go find the answer. So the most known part of a bicycle is a bicycle saddle, which is often called seat. So this is a bicycle saddle and it's not seat. It's one of the three contact points on an upright bicycle. It's a place where you sit while riding a bike. It's attached to the bicycle frame. So this is a saddle. I'm answering it now. Third one. What do you call this?
Paddle.
Paddle.
Pedal.
Where did you find the answer?
It's in the second paragraph. First line. The second contact point of the bicycle is the pedal. The part of your bicycle that you push with your foot.
Okay. So that's the pedal. And four.
Crank, yeah, crank arm, which is where is it?
I thought crankum is 5.
Crankum is 5. Yeah.
Crankum is 5. Yeah.
5.
I think so.
What is 4?
4 is.
I couldn't find 4.
I couldn't find the 4.
Fourth one is code set or no. I think
Code set is 10.
Okay, we'll leave it for now. Okay, 5. What is 5?
5 is crankum.
It's crankum.
5 is code set.
Crank arm.
We have a doubt in this. We have a fight in this. Let's see. I don't know.
Okay, so 6. What is 6?
Steering mechanism.
6 is, see, the handlebar is connected to something, it said.
Steering mechanism.
Where is the handlebar?
The handlebar and the handlebar are attached to the seam, so that I thought 6 is a stem.
Stem, yes. The handlebar is attached to the stem, and that's why it's the stem, which goes down and connect with the fork. Then that is 6. That's what is 6. And where is 7? What is 7?
7 is fork. The fork is a thin metal rod. Fork.
What? I'm sorry about that, guys.
7 is a metal rod. Because we are just supposed to write 2 words, right?
No, no more than 2 words.
Yeah, 2 words, so metal rod.
I think 1 word is also fine.
Okay, and 8?
Bicycle frame.
This is the thin metal rod, right? Don't you think this is the...
8 is a bicycle frame.
Bicycle frame.
Okay. And 9?
9 is down
9
tube.
is down tube.
Down tube.
And 10?
Chain.
Yes, chain.
What's the 10?
Chain.
You said cock set?
I said cox. I write cox set, yeah.
Okay, so let us go and look at the answer. Give me a minute.
Cox set is. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah. Okay. The first one is bicycle handlebar. The second one is bicycle saddle or seat. The third one is pedal.
Yes.
Fourth is crank arm.
Oh.
Good job, Abhishek. So it looks like, okay, fifth is cock set. 6 is stem. 7 is fork.
Fork.
8 is bicycle frame. 9 is down tube. And 10 is indeed the chain.
Oh, I have a doubt in 7th one. Like it's called a fork, but fork and metal rod, can't they be the same? Or is there just one answer as fork?
So 7, the fork is a thin metal rod. This is a fork, which is a thin metal rod. It's like telling this is a bottle, which is made of glass, or this is a bottle, which is also a cylinder.
Okay, so the answer is
So the answer is fork, not cylinder. Okay. Any doubts? Or only doubts? Okay. Before we proceed, I think we have a new, oh, she went. There was one more student who was here. Okay. So before we proceed, I want to know how many of you, those who are sleeping, can you please tell yes?
Sleeping?
Can you please tell yes?
No one is sleeping.
He's turning on his camera. Does this look like sleeping? Okay. So, okay, let's start off with speaking. Speaking is for how many minutes? Can you remember?
15 minutes.
Speaking is for 15 minutes. And how many sections in speaking?
2.
2. There are 3 sections in speaking. Let me grab my speaking stuff.
Introduction, question answer, and cross questioning kind of. Cue card.
Debate.
Cue card, and then.
Yes. So can you see my screen?
So the general speaking is similar to the academic one?
So the general and academic tests vary only in reading and task 1 of writing.
That's it.
Writing task 1 and reading questions, only that is different. Your listening is the same, your speaking is the same, your writing task 2 is the same.
Like the essay.
Yes.
Do we surely get this diagram-based questions in reading section?
No, they are rarely occurring.
Rarely.
And reading is extremely changed.
I'm sorry?
Reading is changed, not similar with the academic one.
No. Are you an academic test taker, Farwa?
I already have done the academic one, so now I'm doing the general.
Okay. So most of our students are GT test takers. But if there are academic test taker students coming in, then maybe I'll just ask their availability and fix one day for their reading. Before we do anything for reading, I mean writing or speaking, we look at this guide here, or this very important document, and it's called a band descriptor. All good? This is called a band descriptor. And since you're looking at band 7 and above, let's look at what they need or what they are looking for when you are speaking and how you're being marked. So you're marked for 4 criteria or 4 factors for which you're being marked. First factor is called fluency and coherence. Fluency here in the sense of speaking in IELTS means speaking without pausing at many places. So it doesn't mean pausing for swallowing or pausing to take a breath, but pausing to look for words. So if you pause to think about the right word to use, if you pause to think about what is the right vocabulary or what could be the right word here, then you're breaking your fluency. So to maintain your fluency, the first thing that you should remember is you cannot pause to think, or you can't pause for many times, many breaks to think for words. Maybe once it's allowed when you're really at your word has just gone out of your mind and you're like, let me think, and you can maybe do it once, only once, but you can't pause many places. You'll be breaking your fluency then. Okay. The second thing here is hesitation. So you should avoid hesitation to improve your fluency. So you can, the natural way of speaking, like if you hear me speak, you can see that I'm using a lot. It's even encouraged many a time in IELTS, but see that you limit it and you don't use all the time. And the second factor is coherence. Coherence means organization of your thoughts. Suppose I'm talking to you, he's asking, or the examiner is asking, can you tell me something about your day or your regular day at work? And you can't say, I reach work at 9 o'clock. Usually I take a bus at 7 o'clock. If I take a bus at 7 o'clock, I'll arrive by A9. If I take a bus at 8, at 7:30, or if I miss that bus, I'll arrive by 9:30. So what you did is you're all over the place. Your thoughts are not logically organized. And that need for bus is not even there. Okay. So he's asking you, what's your regular day at work? Stick to the point. You can start with, my day starts with me checking my emails, responding to my clients, blah, 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 blah. So organizing your thoughts or making it in a flow is very important for you to get your coherence.
It's just like a story. You have to make a story.
Yes, in order. Okay, so that's very important. The second way is, the second criteria is your lexical resource, which I think many of students think this is a big thing. You know, vocabulary. Oh my God, my vocabulary is so bad. Ruth, I can't even speak. My vocabulary is so bad. You know, you only need topic specific vocabulary. Okay, so how to improve vocabulary, how to improve your choice of words, how to use a good choice of words, good chunks of words. First thing that you should do is try to find out, or I'll show you, what are the commonly asked topics in your speaking test. There is a list of 10 or 15 topics which commonly keep occurring in your speaking test. Okay, practice speaking for those 10-15 topics. So from decades, guys, so not just 10-15, there are more than that, but from decades, they keep recycling the same topic. So make sure that you are familiar with these topics and you create your vocabulary, a box where you add in more words. Before that, Sumina, is it time for you to leave already, or?
I'm just getting ready. I'm listening to you.
Okay, so the next one is, so they want you to use less familiar vocabulary or less familiar kinds of words. They don't want you to go all, so if you use the word sorry, what is another way to tell sorry? What's another less common way? Apologize. So I'm here to apologize. What else can you tell while asking sorry? Will you please forgive me? Okay, will you please overlook my fault this time? All these are uncommon ways of using this word sorry or apology, right? So use less common idiomatic style of vocabulary. When I say idioms, please don't use idioms all the time. It's not feasible. But use some idioms which are very, very appropriate. For example, you have a few idioms in your head already. So he's asking you, one of the common topics is subject like math. He might ask you, what's your favorite subject at school? What is your major? What is your favorite subject? And you hate math. You don't say math. I hate math like we Indians do. Or we, people of South Asia, we usually use the word hate. Hate is a very strong word. We say, I hate it. Even though we mean to say we're not very, so you could, instead of hate, you could use, I'm not a fan. I'm not a big fan. And you could use words like
competent.
Yes, so competent makes you look negative, but it's a very less used vocabulary. You can use that. Or you could use idiomatic words like mathematics is not my cup of tea. Yeah. Mathematics has never been a walk in the park for me. So all that could be idiomatic language that could use to express your difficulties. So when I say idioms, please don't use idioms like for the sake of using it. See that you subtly, slowly, stealthily, sneakily put in idioms. Okay, then we look at paraphrasing. So this is very important. Suppose he's asking you, what is your most difficult subject in school? You can't say, I am asked to talk about the most difficult subject in school. So where is our creativity there? Where is our language there? We're just copying the words. Okay, very important. Please write it in stone. Do not use the same words as in the question. So you would say, numbers has never been my forte, or dealing with numbers has never been my forte. So you use words like that to describe you don't say mathematics, math. Instead, you could always use numbers, or dealing with numbers has been so stressful for me. Okay, then moving on. Did you say go on? Because I tend to go on and on about the same thing. Yeah. Okay, the next factor is grammar range and accuracy. Here, it's very important that you construct. Please write it down if you can. Active and passive voices. Can you please put active, passive voices are important. Can you please write tenses? Tenses are quite important. So if the speaker is asking you a question in a certain tense, suppose he's asking when you were in school or when you were a schoolie, was there any subject that you loved? So what tense is it? You know, it's all in the past. Okay, so you answer, or you try, don't stress yourself out, please, but always send your brain a reminder, this is in the past. So you start your question, or you answer it telling, during my days in middle school, or while my middle school days saw me being brilliant in math, whereas as the grades progressed, or as I progressed through the grades. So you are exhibiting, you are showing that you can speak in the past, you can speak in the present, and you can speak in the future. You're demonstrating the three tenses. Okay, so we have not a technique, but I'll tell you what I do personally, and it works also. So the important thing is active, passive voice, tenses. Okay, and then complex sentences. So don't worry too much about complex sentences. For you to do complex sentences is just start the sentence with a linking word. So he says, were you any good at math? You say, unfortunately. There you're starting with a linking word, and thus you are automatically changing your sentence to be a complex sentence without even thinking about it. So unfortunately, or if you were pretty good at math, you say, fortunately or luckily, as it happens, I enjoy working with numbers. So you're starting your statement with a linking word, and thus ensuring that this is a complex sentence. Guys, are you sleeping?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the last one is your pronunciation. Please don't worry about your accent. For you to instantly improve your pronunciation, open up your mouth a bit more wider when you're speaking. Because if you come from the South Asian part of the world, from parts of India, Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh, the languages that we speak, we tend to speak with our mouths closer. So we need to open up our mouth wider so that we sound clear. We might look a little bit crazy, but we will sound very, very clear. And the second thing is, please don't speak too fast or too slow. See that you're pacing it nicely. Okay. Now, without wasting time, oh my God, what is this?
I have a question to ask, ma'am.
Yes, Abhishek.
In the computer-based exam, is it like, is that connected in the computer itself, or we have to go somewhere else and someone will assist us?
So there was a video calling speaking test organized during when COVID hit during that time.
Okay.
It was done through video call, but now I think things have changed. You might need to take your mask. Unless asked for, don't put it on.
Well, means there will be someone to.
Yes, you'll be interacting with them
That
directly.
is even better. That is even better.
If that's what, then good for you. Just give me a minute, guys. I'll pull out.
I have one more question to ask. Sometimes what happens, like things go very friendly, and like, is it like we cannot smile more, or we cannot be too much friendly with the?
No, it's actually, I encourage you. It's very important that you establish a rapport with the examiner, and if you should know, the examiner, it's also his duty to to build a rapport with the candidate. Okay, it's his job to make you comfortable too.
That's good.
So, give me a minute while I put in some linking words which will help you. Linking words for your speaking, which will help you. Guys, I don't have idioms for now, but if you keep pushing me, maybe I will find it out and I'll let you know. Okay. So that's that then. Okay, so let me pull out speaking questions. So I don't know if we'll be able to complete the entire speaking. I always end up doing this, do part 1 and then we have no other time. But today was a productive day. We did listening, we did a bit of reading, and we're doing a bit of speaking. James, where is that? Can't I keep my things properly? Sorry about this, guys. Please give me 1 minute. I'll pull it out in a minute. Take a breather. Don't go to sleep. Speaking. Found it. Okay. So when you go to your speaking test, you'll be the examiner will introduce himself or herself to you, and you'll be asked for your identification. So please take your passport, and then he'll tell you that we're commencing to part 1, or we're starting part 1 of speaking. And part 1 of speaking is going to be for about 3 or 4 minutes, never 4 minutes, but at least 3 minutes, where the examiner is going to ask you questions from 5 to 8 questions, depending on the length of the answer, you know. So he'll be asking you anywhere from 5 to 8 questions. These questions are usually something about your personal life, something regarding, you know, something general, and it's going to be about you. So this is a warm-up round, and every question, it's good, please answer it in a sentence or two, in 1 or 2 sentences. Avoid one-word answers. Please avoid yes, no, not given kind of answers. Answer it in a word, in a sentence or 2. Please don't speak speak a lot as well, because you want to demonstrate that you can answer the other questions too. It's okay to speak a lot, but for you to listen to the other questions and answer it, see that you stick to 1 or 2 sentences. 2 sentences will do. And what else should I say? Avoid paraphrasing the question. Please write that in stone. Paraphrase the question. Avoid copying the question. What else should I be telling you at this point of time? Okay, so let's start off with part 1 questions. Part 1, the most common topics, I've just gathered it over here. Okay, this is not all of it, but these are most commonly repeated ones. So what I'll do is I'll ask you questions from here, and I'll give you your feedback after your answer. Will that be okay, guys?
Yeah.
We only have about 7 minutes left. So Mina, are you taking part from this, or are you just a listener?
I'm going, ma'am.
So you'll just be listening. You're putting your headphones on, or are you leaving for the day?
I'm leaving for the day.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then, and I'll start with speaking for you.
Yeah. Last time I leave at the reading. Reading, or which part? With Lovepreet?
With Lovepreet. Last time I think it was with writing. If it was on Friday, task 2.
Oh yeah. I was supposed to take something from you, but I was.
What was it? I don't remember. Perfect, yeah. Okay, I'll see what I've given it to him, and I'll. Can you please send me an email here, and I'll attach it to your response. Okay. All right. So let's start off. Where's Lovepreet gone? I made him. I was a slave driver, I think, last time. I made him write introduction on introduction and introduction, and he didn't even come today. Okay. So let's start off with Farwa. Farwa, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you questions, and you answer it. Do your best. Answer it in a sentence or 2. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good.
Let's give it a try.
That's the spirit, you know. Okay. So let's talk about transport. Farwa, how did you come here today?
I drive by myself, so I have a car and I've been driving since a very long time, and I prefer my personal transport rather than the public transport. Because public transport, I found in public transport you have to get up, early in the morning sometimes, and you have to catch the bus or catch the train to reach at the specific place. Sometimes you have to change the bus or change the train. So that's the only reason I prefer my personal transport, my own vehicle, so that I can drive wherever I want. I can reach on time. I can use motorways to be early, to be reach on time, rather than on the highways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Farah, see, you deviated a lot from the topic, but you spoke well, but you deviated a lot from the topic. The question was, how did you come here today? Okay, I'll tell you what happened. Once you start, you don't know where to stop or which part of the topic to stop. That's what happened, I think. And because when a person tends to keep quiet in a conversation, the other person doesn't know if it's a comfortable silence, uncomfortable silence. So you try to make things easy. So that's why you went on. So what I suggest is, for this question, the answer would be, how did you come here today? You could say, I drove myself here today. And fortunately, I found a parking right here. So lucky me. And that's what made me come on time. That's all. All right. That's why I arrived on time. So, yeah. So even though the examiner is quiet, even though you feel, oh my God, should I keep talking? Is it enough? Is it not enough? 2 sentences, answer to the point, and then you slowly stop. Okay?
Yeah.
Then the next one. What is public transport like in your town?
So in my town, train and buses are the public transport. And now I'm just confused.
Okay. So what is public transport like in your town? Girl, can you see my screen, sweetheart? So to answer this question, you start from here. I come from a town. Where are you from, love?
Australia.
So you say, I come from a town here in, or maybe he's asking about your native country. That's what he's trying to ask you here.
Okay.
So you could say, if I'm answering this question, I would say, I come from a town in India. So what's public transport town? And like in many parts of India.
Your screen is not visible.
Oh, it is not? Okay. Thanks. I thought I was visible. Okay, it's right here. I'm typing right here. Can you see this in red? So you say, I come from a town in India, and like many parts of India, my city sees, or my city experiences. So you're using passive voice here, experiences a huge volume of traffic because of the rise in personal transport. So the public transport encouraged by the government is getting better, or getting better in many ways. And I can almost tell you, or I can tell you that it is one of the best in India, or one of the best public transports in India, or my city has the best public transports in India, or my hometown has the best public transport in India, something like this. Is this making sense to you? Parva?
Yep. Okay. I got you.
All right. So stick to the point. No problem, Sumina. Abhishek, what's your doubt?
I'm all good.
All good. Now, if you look at the next question, I'll stop sharing the screen. Okay. So, Farva, your next question is, okay. How do you think people should use public transport more, and why?
Yes, I believe that people prefer to use the public transport rather than the personal transport, because in public transport there is less traffic. So if we're talking about the trains, the trains route is clear rather than the cars on the roads. So traffic lights, delays, and everything. So my point of view is with the people who just like use the public transport.
Okay, so for this is also a very common question in your speaking, the transport system. So you could use something like this. You could say, or owing to or looking at the increase or the rise in pollution, or the rise in pollution, or you would say, um, I definitely, or you use a linking word and start, you would say, this is a chunk of linking words, so you'd say, I definitely, or I am definitely of the opinion that people should, I'm sorry, I'm typing like a maniac. People should, what's wrong with me? People should use more and more of trains and buses to reduce pollution. And you could see at the rate of increase in traffic, I would say the trains are much more efficient, much more reliable. Public transports are much more reliable because of the rise in transport, or because of the increase in transport. And then you state your opinion again. So I thoroughly agree that, or I thoroughly say yes, one needs to practice using the public transport more than the self-owned vehicle. Okay, so 2 sentences, but you go slow. You're a bit fast, love, so go a bit slower and go. Take your time, okay?
I wish I could do that, but since my childhood, I was like, speak, talk, and I have no break, no full stops, no commas.
Yeah, but see that.
Yeah, I will try. I will try.
That you intentionally do it because it's our nature to speak fast.
Exactly.
Yeah, so intentionally tell yourself, okay, this time slow down, girl. So you intentionally do it. I think you'll be fine.
Okay.
So Abhishek, are you ready for your?
I'm ready.
Okay, so I will pause sharing, and I'll start asking you maybe. Okay, this is. Oh, these are such weird topics. Okay.
So the first part of the speaking, right?
Yeah, this is part 1 of speaking.
Okay.
So let's talk about free time. What do you enjoy doing in your free time?
Well, I rarely get free time in my day because I usually go to work and come back, so the time is almost gone. But whenever I get time, I like to play guitar and sing along, and I do like to read some motivational quotes in the internet. So that's all I pretty much do in my free time.
Okay, so first thing is, for free time you can use words like in, or you could use,
Playtime.
yeah, you know what is the best way? I mean, I think this is one of the best ways. So you
I
could
do not.
say, so can you see my screen? You could say this while, oh my God, something is really wrong with me. So you could say something like this: while I am not working, because
Mhm.
work consumes a big portion of my time, I find that I like to spend um, my leisure time relaxing, uh, while playing music on my guitar. I also enjoy reading motivational articles. So don't use quotes, use motivational articles, then if you have a favorite, you would say my favorite is Paul. I forgot his name. What's his name? Okay, maybe someone else's name I remember. Robin Sharma. Okay, so something like this.
Yeah, Robin Sharma.
Yeah, so even if you my favorite is Make Up Someone is an Indian author. He's not an Indian author. My favorite is Robin Sharma or something. So then if you look at the next question, so I'll pause this. Okay, I'm going to ask you another question. Are you ready?
Very much.
Okay. Where are you? Oh my God. Where are you? Oh my God, I lost it. No, I did not. Okay. Oh, I lost it. Okay, got it. How much time do you have each week for doing these things?
Well, usually I get weekends off, so for doing spending my spare time, I get not more than 2-3 hours in my weekend also, because I'm involved in a startup. So whenever I get time, I pretty much involve myself in playing guitar and reading motivation articles on internet. So yeah, pretty much 2-3 hours in a week I get.
So you did that well. So you said because I'm involved, so you start off with well, but you could also start off with your linking word because I'm involved. So always remember, intentionally start with a linking word that will help you to compose better sentences. So because I'm involved with a startup, as you might know, as you might be aware, startups are are energy consumers, time consumers. So of the little time that I get for myself or in my me time or for the time that I get for myself, like I told you earlier, I enjoy playing music as well as reading up on motivational stuff. So, okay. And the last question for you. Is there some other sport or hobby you would like to try and why?
Absolutely. Like I like to play table tennis a lot. I usually see videos of table tennis stars on internet, but someday I wish I could also play professionally, like in some tournaments and so. So I'm not much ready for it, but still, yeah, doing my job on that part.
Okay, that's very well done. So for these questions, actually you answered it quite well. You can also start off telling like this, if given a chance, or if I could ever, or when I have a chance, when I finally find a chance, or when I finally get a chance, I would love to practice table tennis. You said no tennis, right? Or badminton.
Table tennis.
Table tennis. I would love to work on my table tennis sport. I quite enjoy. So you can always use this word. Quite enjoy. That's a phrase you could. It makes you sound more proficient. So you could say I quite enjoy watching table tennis tournaments on television. And if I could, and I will someday, I believe, I will surely work on it and maybe take part in some tournaments or something like that. Guys, I think I'm running, I'm 10 minutes past my time. So that's the end of today's lesson. I hope you guys learned something today. Before we leave for today, is there anything that you would like to add, ask?
I'll just take the link that you send in this chat box. We can
Okay.
practice it from there, right?
Yes. So this is not a link. This is actually a compilation. So I've pulled out linking words from everywhere and I've put them up together.
Right. I'm talking about IELTS help. So we might be getting some content from there to practice from.
Okay.
IELTS help.
That's
There are many.
that's just one. The other one was, I think, IELTS Jackie. There's another one, IELTS Mentor, then IELTS Buddy. All these IELTS Fever, Magush. There are plenty. There are plenty of books.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so did you enjoy your class today? Did you enjoy your lesson today?
Yes, we did.
Okay, so I'll see you again. Let me know your availability and I'll prepare a reading lesson for you. And Farwa, are you available tomorrow? Are you coming in tomorrow or no?
Yeah, for sure. I will try my level best to be the part of this class again.
Okay, then I'll see you again tomorrow. Have
Yeah.
a lovely day, guys.
You too.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for today. Have a good day.
You too. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.